All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the League of Legends season opener for the Post University Eagles. We are facing off against Johnson and Wales University tonight. On my screen, you can see the draft here for Game One. Um, First thing that immediately strikes me about this draft is the amount of raw movement speed that JWU decided to draft in this comp. They've got Zoomies from Yumi, Hecarim, Sivir Ultimate, Zillion Speed Up. They are going to be absolutely zooming in this match. Eagles, we tried to kind of draft a counter comp to that when we saw their first three picks on blue side. Um, we were hoping the Braum Ultimate plus some disengage from Gnar with the ultimate when he's in Mega form to just kind of push them back. Ahri has some mobility plus the charm to kind of help her survive. Um, and then the Sett for the re-engage. Xayah's pretty good too at staying alive with her ultimate, so that was kind of our thought process behind the draft. Um, pretty expected, honestly. Their bans at least. We figured they were gonna ban the Bard and maybe the Akshan, but should be a good game. Um, We are going to have to wait a couple minutes, unfortunately, till we're actually able to watch Sag. Um, but I think the key matchup in this game is, I'm going to say probably top lane, actually. I really want to, I think the top lane matchup could swing the game one way or the other. If chrisramrz is able to get fed on the Gnar, that's going to be huge in team fights. Versus if Johnson and Wales Mordekaiser gets fed, that's going to be a nightmare to try to deal with for the Eagles. So top lane, I think, is the matchup to watch in this game specifically. Mid lane is just going to be a wave clear fest. Ahri versus Zillion. Um, Hecarim and Sett are okay mid lane gankers. I mean, Hecarim's always going to be a monster if you don't have that deep vision set up to catch him galloping in at 700 miles an hour. Um, Sett's going to be much harder for him to pull off ganks in the mid lane, so probably looking for Torero to try to influence either top or bot early. Um, Bot has some great synergy with Torero coming in on the Sett. You've got the Braum passive that will be able to be procced by both Xayah and Sett coming in, both auto attack heavy champions with an auto attack reset on Sett. Um, so interested to see what Torero ends up deciding to do. But yeah, I would expect him to try to influence top or bot here, depending where he starts. Eagles will be on the red side, and JWU will be on the blue side here to start things off. JWU mascot. What are they? Oh, they're the Wildcats. All right, that's easy. So it's the Wildcats versus the Eagles tonight in our season opener. Um, Wildcats, I think, favored on paper here. Their mid lane and jungles are both plat one in solo queue, so almost diamond. Um, their top laner is bronze, I think, and their other two players are gold. Meanwhile, on the Eagles, we have our jungler and mid laner are both bronze. Our support is plat, and our uh, top laner is silver. So I think you could definitely say uh, we are the underdogs here in this matchup. So we'll see if we're able to pull out a surprise win here. It will be an uphill battle for sure. But I think we had a good draft. Everyone was feeling good about the draft. Um, we pretty much got almost everything that we wanted. I like JWU's strategy in the draft as well as, picking away the Yumi. It is our support Smorrs' second most played champion after the Bard. So I like what they were doing there. But let's go over the starting lineups here before we get into the game for the Johnson and Wales Wildcats. Going to be Add Just Venus in the top lane, HS Kalzi in the jungle. It's Rewind Time in the mid lane, Galaxy Gun on 80 carry, and Spiffy Koala on support. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it's going to be chrisramrz in the top lane, Torero in the jungle, Ryanite in mid lane, Frosty on ADC, and Smorrs on support. As we're going to get into game in just a few seconds here, finally. And we'll see if there was any level 1 shenanigans going on here. I honestly don't expect there to be any level 1 shenanigans. I don't think you would want to invade as JWU, because Braum is notoriously fantastic at level 1. He can spread his passive around to everyone on the other team and eventually stun everyone. Yo, Goblin, thank you for the sub. That eagle screech was really loud. I apologize about that if that was as loud for you guys as it was for me. Looking at the early purchases, nothing too out of the ordinary. A Dark Seal coming out for Add Just Venus on this Mordekaiser, though. Interested to see if that ends up paying off for him. That's a pretty aggressive, pretty confident buy from the Wildcats top laner. So we'll see if that ends up working out for him. Everything else, pretty standard stuff. Dorn's Shield for chrisramrz in the top lane. That's pretty standard stuff. 5-point for both teams, just as I expected. Nobody wants to invade into a Braum, and don't think that Eagles really have that great of a level 1 comp either. But again, like I'm saying, don't expect there to be too much action early on here. Jungler's going to get their first clears out of the way as the waves collide in mid lane. chrisramrz doing a good job helping out Torero here with his red buff. Meanwhile, HS Kalzi going to be starting on his blue side. So both junglers will be jungling towards the bottom side of the map. So this bot lane is about to get quite interesting. Right around the 3.5 to 4 minute mark. But we'll see if anything actually comes of it. Eagles need to try to get this this push here. Wildcats do have the push advantage in the bottom lane here, which is as expected with a Sivir. But Frosty losing a little bit of health in that trade. Also opted for the cleanse, an interesting choice. Both bot laners do hit level 2 at the same time. Smorrs walking up with the E is going to land the passive onto the Yuumi, but that's not going to do much. Both junglers now clearing their second buffs. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why the eagle screech is so loud. I'll have to try to fix that. But yeah, if any of you guys want to freak me out or watch me literally jump in my chair, just follow or sub to the stream, and then I'll be probably having a heart attack. Both junglers going for a... Okay, so it looks like Torero is going to be down a couple camps here. Hecarim is a faster jungler than Sett generally. Probably one of the fastest in the game at this point, I believe. But both junglers are hanging around the bottom side now. And Torero is going to spot HS Kalzi in the bottom side river. And he's going in on him. Torero does stun him up, but the Zillion is there. And Torero going to flash out. Not sure if the flash was necessary, but better safe than sorry, especially when you have those double buffs. And HS Kalzi asserting his dominance on the Hecarim on this early game. As to be expected, Hecarim pretty good in the early game. Definitely better than Sett. He's also got a level 4 to level 3 advantage over Torero due to that faster clear speed. Fight happening in the bot lane. Exhaust goes out onto Frosty, and here comes the Hecarim. He's going to get exhausted. Frosty flashes away, is barely going to survive the Ignite ticking, but there's the Flash Q coming out from Galaxy Gun, and First Blood going over to the Wildcats. Well played there as a fight also now happening in the top lane. chrisramrz going Mega, fighting against Adjust Venus. Both players getting pretty low. The flash in. chrisramrz jumps back and finds the solo kill. But now another gank coming in as HSCalzi getting into the mid lane and blowing Ryanite's flash. So a bunch of ganks, a bunch of fights coming out. Lots of summoner spells burned here. Okay. But in the end, it's 1 for 1. And the Wildcats up 1,000 gold. A lot of that due to farm advantage. Big farm advantage in the mid lane. Ooh, Chris also getting pulled in by the Mordekaiser, trying to get that passive movement speed proc with his auto attacks. Does so and gets out. Torero is also hovering around the top side of the map. He needs to work on clearing some camps, though. He is still level 3 to HSCalzi's level 5. That is going to be a big deal if any fights break out in the near future. Torero really needs to start working on getting those camps. He's got, and JWU actually pinging both camps that are up right now for Torero. But yeah, you can see HSCalzi already almost doubling the farm of Torero right now, so that is going to be a big factor pretty soon here. Also, big farm disparity in the mid lane as well. Rewind time almost doubling the CS of Ryanite. So, with chrisramrz getting that early kill on the top lane, I think it's just what I was saying kind of in the pregame, right? That top lane is going to be a big factor in this game. Lots of vision for JWU on the top side of the map as well, as the Eagles bot lane just desperately trying to farm under tower here. Smorrs taking a lot of damage. They're probably going to have to back here. Torero maybe looking for a mid lane gank, but he's spotted out. Chris does not want to fight Adjust Venus in that giant mini wave. Good charm lands from Ryanite, but he's low on mana, and also Torero was backing off already. Oh, and maybe another fight though. Torero fighting Hecarim in the river. He's got a big shield built up, but he doesn't end up using it. And HSCalzi going to pick up a kill for himself. Ryanite also pretty low on mana. Is he going to get dove? Yes, he is. One more turret. Oh, he's got the Zillion ultimate. Would have saved him, but he actually got saved by the shield anyways. Also possibly a dive happening in the bot lane as well. Galaxy and Spiffy Koala looking very aggressive, and they're going to push up and force Frosty and Smorrs away. So I think this early game, chrisramrz really needs to try to sort of stop his ultimate coming out from Adjust Venus, though. He wants to fight. HSCalzi is in the area, too. He could come up here. chrisramrz really trying to get Mega. Finally does get Mega. Slams him into the wall. And that's going to do it for that fight. Really, that's interesting. I really thought that Adjust Venus was going to go for it there and call up HSCalzi for the gank, but then it just kind of didn't happen. chrisramrz barely dodging that pull, but now HSCalzi is coming up after both ultimates burned from both top laners, and here he comes popping the ghost as well. chrisramrz is going to jump away, probably not going to be enough though. He does get the passive movement speed, but there's the ultimate, and HSCalzi is going to pick that one up for the Wildcats, and now up 3 kills to 1, and over 3,000 gold. So a great start here for Johnson and Wales, but a good Q landing from Smorrs. Eagles could look to possibly fight in the bot lane. Torero is around the bot side of the map, but still not level 6. And Galaxy Gun is just forever pushing down here. Up 27 CS over Frosty. And 30 CS gap in the jungle, and then almost another 30 CS gap in the mid lane as well. So, Eagles looking in a pretty rough spot at this point. They really need to try to look to trade some objectives. I think Johnson was probably going to look for the Dragon soon here, and Torero really needs to get his butt to the top side of the map, look to trade a Rift Herald, get some plates maybe. Still plenty of time for plates. About 5 minutes till they go down. But Eagles really should not be looking for any fights until they can get some more income, some more items here. You know what? I'm gonna show... Where is that? I need to show the summoner names. Where is this option? I'll have to find it later. Fight happening in the top lane, maybe? chrisramrz down to about half health. Does trade back pretty well, though. I'll have to find that option later. Makes it easier to cast. Frosty looking to maybe fight here. Can't get the root. Though, and also HS Calzi in the area. This is going to be a big dive setup here for JWU. This could be potentially where the Eagles turn things around if they're able to successfully counter this dive. Good dodge there by chrisramrz, kiting around Aegis Venus. Gets a movement speed proc again. There's the ultimate coming down. Aegis Venus wants to fight. chrisramrz not close to Mega Gnar. This could be a win for Aegis Venus, and he does slam the mace down and grab that solo kill. Torero was in the area, but was a little too far away to come in and help out. And even if he did, chrisramrz was caught in Purgatory in that Mordekaiser ultimate. Surprised that JWU didn't go for the dive bot lane, actually. They could have really opened up the game there. But they might not have to. Frosty coming in with the ultimate. Double ultimates popped by the Eagles, but Galaxy Gun gets away and is also going to have the sustain from Spiffy Koala on the Yuumi as well. HS Calzi coming up here. He's going to find Frosty, and he's going to push him back. Frosty trying to survive. Getting pushed very low. He's doing so much damage. I think he might have failed flashed there. I'm not quite sure what that was, but HS Calzi does pick up another kill for himself. Luckily for the Eagles, Frosty at least was able to get out, but now almost a 6,000 gold deficit for the Eagles. Down 5 kills to 1, and things looking pretty dire. If they don't trade some objectives soon and get some cash, it is going to be very rough through the mid-game. We'll see if they're able to actually do that. Ryan is backing in the mid lane here. I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. So Torero did actually trade the Rift Herald for the dragon there. I missed it earlier. So good pickup there from the Eagles. They need to pop it soon, though, and try to get some tower plating out of it. Ideally mid lane if they can, but a couple players hovering around mid side, and it looks like the Wildcats also shifting their bot lane up into the top lane. As Galaxy Gun and Spiffy Koala gonna zone chrisramrz away from the wave. Ekram and Mordekaiser hang out mid lane. That's a nice pull. Charm lands onto the Mordekaiser, but it's not going to matter as they pick up a kill on Torero quite easily there. And things just going from bad to worse for the Eagles. They're not even going to get any value out of this Rift Herald as it was popped randomly mid after a lost fight. So that's not going to do anything for him. chrisramrz barely getting away with his life in the top lane as well. Dash in and Charm misses from Ryan. And he's going to have to retreat as well. 8,000 gold deficit now. Eagles really going to have to turn things around and stall this game out if they're going to hope to turn this one around. It is 2,000 gold gap for ADC, 1,000 for mid lane. But I think the real story here is the jungle gold difference. 6,200 gold for HS Calzi, the most in the game right now. versus 3,400 for Torero on the set. So when you go 302 and you have almost 10 CS a minute as a jungler, that is definitely going to happen. Also stealing away the Wraith camp. Going to be walking into Smorrs as well, but he gets on out of there. Top laner shifting onto the bottom side of the map now. Both teleports available if any fight breaks out. Torero coming in for a gank on Aegis Venus. Eagles could potentially look to get their second kill here of the game. There's the hook. The pull, rather. He misses that. 2-on-1 now. There's the dunk. Oh, but he's in the Mordekaiser ultimate, so chrisramrz cannot help him out. Finally gets out of it, though. Stunned into the wall. Gonna flash away. And it looks like he's going to be able to get out of this one. Good use by use of the ultimate by Aegis Venus there to stall and buy time for Shoutcaster to come in on the Hecarim. And there's massive damage coming in from that. And they do not have a tower. This is going to be at least one, maybe two. Torero coming in, trying to help and do what he can, trying to save his teammate. But Shoutcaster is too fast and does too much damage. And that is a double kill for the Wildcats. Ryan also getting poked very low in the mid lane here. Stays around for some reason and takes the Q to the face. And it's 9-1, a 10,000 gold lead now for the Wildcats. I said we were the underdogs, but and I thought it was going to be a good match, but this is just about as one-sided as it gets. You hate to see it. They're trying though. They're playing the best they can. But it's honestly looking really grim, and we're still only 15 minutes into the game. It's 3 towers to 0, over 10,000 gold lead. This is just, there's no other word for it here. This is a slaughter. JWU really can do no wrong in this game. I honestly don't even see a way for the Eagles to get back in this game. They just have to stall the game out as long as they can. Somehow. I honestly don't know how they're going to do it. Fight possibly brewing in the Eagles' blue side here. chrisramrz jumping in with Mega. And there's a nice flash over the wall and a good shutdown there on Galaxy. They are going to get the Yuumi as well. And that is exactly what the Eagles need to try to get back into this game. A double kill for Frosty. That's going to do a good job closing the gold gap. The Eagles going to look to take this dragon now. It's going to be their first of the game if they manage to secure it. But Shoutcaster is coming in. He's got a lot of gold. He's got a level advantage. He's got the ultimate coming in. Nice exhaust coming out. He's stunned up. He's rooted. The Eagles piling in, trying to kill him. He's getting really low. Torero is going to get that massive 1,000 gold shutdown. But meanwhile, Aegis Venus is rampaging in the backline. He's got Frosty in the ultimate. Does take him down, but he's stunned up. He's got the Zilean ultimate, though. He's going to be fine. Zilean, meanwhile, picking up a kill onto Smorrs. It's a 2v2 now. There's a double kill for rewind time. But chrisramrz still alive. Can he make anything happen here? Jumps up. No more ultimate available for rewind time. He can't rewind time anymore. But chrisramrz not in range to do anything. And Aegis Venus is going to take him down in the end. It's a 4 for 3. Well, 4 for 2. 3 if you count Galaxy and Spiffy at the beginning of that fight before the dragon attempt. But honestly, not bad. 1,000 gold shutdown over to Torero, which is absolutely massive. Wildcats will take this dragon, however. Galaxy maybe sticking around a little bit too long here, but it's going to get some support from the Yuumi. Good job controlling vision there in that brush. Eagles just showing a little bit of life here. A 10,000 gold lead at 18 minutes is not as bad as a 10,000 gold lead at 15 minutes, but that's a teleport coming in on the ward. Torero sticking around and is just going to get absolutely destroyed. And when JWU has numbers, they will definitely win the fight. They just have a massive pile of gold. Q doesn't quite land, and they're just piling in. They don't care. A shutdown over to Ryanite, grabbing a kill onto Aegis Venus, but other than that, it is just the Wildcats steamrolling over the Eagles right now. Shoutcaster with a triple kill, now 8-1-3 on this Hecarim. going in, Ryan flashing away, but he's going to get revived by the Zilean ultimate yet again. And that is such a strong combo when you know the Hecarim, as a Hecarim player, you can just dive in, take the tower aggro, and you do not have to care because you've got that Zilean ultimate in the back pocket ready to revive you if you do end up taking too much damage. Braum Q lands onto Sivir, but a lot of players from JWU in the mid lane here. Double stun there from Zilean, but a nice E. Gonna block a lot of the damage there by Smorrs. And the Eagles do clear the wave. 17-5 now, but we do have a couple key items completed now for the Eagles. Triforce onto chrisramrz, Stridebreaker onto Torero with the help of that 1,000 gold shutdown that he got on HS Calzi. Gale Force and Zeal completed on Frosty, so he's going to be doing a decent amount of damage. Let's see if the Eagles are able to catch up to the Wildcats bot lane here and get a couple kills for themselves. Chris coming in, he is Mega. The Sivir Shield is going to block his ultimate, but the rest of the Eagles are just too slow on the uptake. There's a stun coming in by Torero, lands the W as well, but the Sivir is just doing too much damage, and that's going to be a triple kill in the 2v3. I like the idea there from the Eagles, but there's just too much gold on the side of JWU at this point. Frosty cannot kill this Hecarim. Nice ultimate. Oh, and help with it. I spoke too soon. Nice Braum ultimate there coming out from Smorrs. And they do grab the shutdown, but their base is just absolutely in shambles right now. Top inhibitor is likely to fall soon. Mid inhibitor will likely fall next. They could potentially get all 3 inhibitors in this push. I doubt it, but they could. There's the top inhibitor falling. Aegis is going to pull him in. Mid inhibitor will be saved for now, but Galaxy and Spiffy Koala still pushing through this bottom lane. The wave is cleared in the end. Mid lane getting smacked as well now from Aegis. Oh, there's the flash in and ultimate onto Ryanite. Ryan lands the charm, is actually able to survive, and Aegis just gonna hit the inhibitor there. Q misses from Smorrs. Inhibitor is alive for now at half health. Smorrs trying to get in, get his passive. Torero rooted up in the front line. Can't get the ultimate off. Stun. Smorrs super low. Finally falls to Spiffy Koala. And Aegis Venus, oh, nice charm from Ryan. Gets pushed back into the towers as well. And chrisramrz is going to take him down. Spiffy does get away onto the Zilean. And Chris can't quite find him with the stun. But there's a angry Hecarim. He's coming in. He's got all the cooldowns he needs. Gets rooted up under the tower. Is actually going to fall. Good root there by Frosty. But there's just too much gold on the side of the Wildcats right here. They really just can't lose a fight mathematically at this point. Eagles scrapping though. They're making JWU work for it. Two inhibitors down, 22 minutes. 17,000 gold lead. Look at this Sivir, just way too much damage. Frosty has to flash away from the Q to survive. Eagles are gonna save the third inhibitor though. But look at this Sivir just doing so much damage. But there's a charm, beautiful charm, and stays a little bit too long, a little bit too cocky there from Galaxy Gun, and is gonna give over a 700 gold shutdown to the Eagles. And it's going to be difficult for Johnson and Wales to farm their top and mid lanes here with the super minions constantly pushing. But they have free roam of the entire map. That's going to be the third dragon of the game for them. Opening up the Hex Gates as well. That's going to bring some new avenues for them. Nice Braum Q is going to stop that engage. But Torero, now 3 levels down to the Hecarim, is going to fall. And there's final chapter coming out from the Yuumi. Good charm lands, stunned up right after it, but he's got the Zilean ultimate. He doesn't need to care. Oh, there's a nice Q onto the Yuumi, and the Yuumi falls. Spiffy Koala down. Ryanite coming in. He gets a little too excited and gets rooted, though. But there's the nice Gnar ultimate, Gnar slam into the Zillion. Rewind time does pick up that kill though. And here comes Adjuncts Venus and HS Calzi, and that's the cleanup that JWU is waiting for. And that is going to be the game with the super minions piling in through the top lane. JWU going to take it in just about 24 minutes, 29 to 10 on the scoreline. MVP has got to be HS Calzi on the Hecarim. 14, 3, and 4. Just doing a tremendous amount of damage during that entire fight. And JWU takes it. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes after Champ Select for Game 2. Stick around, everyone. All right, everyone, we are back, and we'll get started with Game 2 in just a moment. If you're just joining us, welcome. Welcome to the League of Legends season opener. We're against Johnson & Wales University tonight. The Johnson & Wales Wildcats facing off against the Post-University Eagles. It is Adjust Venus in the top lane, HS Calzi in the jungle, Rewind Time in the mid lane, Galaxy Gun on ADC, and Spiffy Koala on support for Johnson & Wales. And on the post-use side, it's chrisramrz in the top lane, Torero in the jungle, Ryanite in mid, Frosty on ADC, and Smorrs on support. We got a spicy Game 2 draft here. Eagles did select red side again. As losers of Game 1, they had side selection for Game 2. Draft went a little bit interesting. We weren't really sure what to expect from them. We only switched up one ban, just banning away their Hecarim. But pretty interesting team compositions. I think the Azir pick from Johnson & Wales really stands out as a really strong pick for them in this matchup, in these team compositions. Because if you look at post, you've got Sejuani, Leona, Vex, Wukong, and Tristana. All of those champions want to run at you and press all of their buttons, right? They all want to go in. So being able to have that Azir with the Emperor's Divide to just kind of shove everyone back is going to be so important in these team fights, I think, for the Wildcats. This Jarvan pick that they B1'd here was really interesting. It actually turned out to be a Jarvan flex support pick for Spiffy Koala. So we did not see that coming. So props to JWU for a good draft there. We thought that it was going to be jungle because they hovered Zac and then picked J4. And then when they picked the Viego, we were like, okay, it's top J4. And then when they picked the Singed, we were like, oh, well, we got bamboozled again. It's support J4. Didn't really change our draft much, but it was interesting to say the least. So it'll be a J4 support Ashe bot lane into Tristana Leona. That's definitely the matchup that I want to watch in this game, and I think it's going to determine the winner of this game is who wins bot lane. If J4 is able to get fed as support, that's just going to be one more threat that the Eagles are going to have to watch out for. If the Eagles do not control the early game, it's going to be really, really rough for them. Leona and Tristana have to win bot lane because if they don't and they allow rewind time on Azir and Galaxy Gun on Ashe to scale and get some items, it is going to be extremely difficult for Sejuani and Wukong to get in and actually be able to press their buttons and win some team fights. So I think whatever team wins bot lane is probably going to win the game. That's my bold pick here, my bold prediction. And then my second prediction is that because of that, I think both junglers are going to be looking to influence bot lane and gank bot lane early. But we'll see. Mid lane could also get pretty spicy. Both supports are fantastic mid lane gankers. Not to mention the junglers. Sejuani, great mid lane ganker, can charge over the wall, get that stun down, combo it with a Vex Sphere. Viego, stealth around, get that stun, combo it with Azir ultimate, Shurima Shuffle. And then J4 and Leona also great mid lane ganking supports. So mid lane could also get pretty spicy here. But you can tell bot lane wants to go in and they want to go in hard. I like the exhaust pick here for Frosty on the Tristana. That's going to be pretty key against the Viego and possibly the Azir late game, if it actually ends up ever coming down to it. Eagles probably going to look to 5-point here. Let's see if Wildcats trying anything spicy. They are all heading down mid lane. Ashe does have a pretty strong level 1 with the volley being able to slow the entire team, but Ryanite does spot them out in the mid lane, and whatever cheesy level 1 plans they had are going to be spotted out. Smorrs rather does drop a ward, and that will spot all 5 of them, and everyone's just gonna back on up out of that. But an interesting level 1 strat for the Wildcats.
Minions have spawned.
Looks like Jungler's going to be pathing across, actually, this game for their first clears. So HS Calzi on the Viego going to be starting at his red for the better leash. Torero going to be starting at his red and be jungling down towards bot lane to maybe get a level 3 or level 4 gank off in the bottom lane. But expect HS Calzi to have a little bit faster clear for this first initial clear, because he got a better leash off. Yeah, Torero just a couple seconds behind and is looking to do a 5 camp, most likely. The Eagles with the push advantage in the bot lane, though. So we'll end up taking getting level 2 first. That level 2 spike in bot lane is going to be key. And there's Atchus Venus being an annoying singed. And that's actually really interesting. Koala taking Ahri on J4. I mean, you really don't see too many J4 supports just in general. There's a level 2 spike from the Eagles, but JWU bot lane too far away for them to dive wisely back off and avoid getting punished for now. Interested to see if Atchus Venus ever goes in and starts proxying the wave in between the towers. That can be difficult to deal with for some teams. And I really like also what SpiffyQual is doing on the J4 support, just spamming that flag. Nice trade by Ryan, too, in the mid lane. Rewind time getting down to about 50% health. There's the flag, just poking Frosty down, right about half health now. So Frosty has any... He does have a potion still, but he's probably going to want to pop it soon, just because that is a very low Tristana. If Spiffy Koala hits the flag and drag, that could be a kill for the Wildcats in the bot lane. So Frosty got to be careful. Yeah, it does pop his potion, so he'll be all right. Torero finishing up his first clear, going to try to grab this Scuttle Crab down here. HS Calzi hovering around the mid lane, maybe looking for a gank. Here he comes into the mid lane. Going to get stunned up. Ryan's going to stun up Ryan, but Ryan is going to counter with the fear, and rewind time a little bit too far away to capitalize on that. Meanwhile, chrisramrz having a bit of a tough time in the top lane here against this singed. But both junglers hanging around mid. HS Calzi is going to get his first base off. So a little bit of opening here, maybe for a bot gank from Torero. He is coming down river, but I believe he was spotted out by that ward they have in the bush, and he is in fact spotted out. He's going to be trying to get his base off. But fling there from Atchus Venus. Decent trade, though, overall for chrisramrz, top lane. Let's take a look at the farm here. A 1 camp lead for HS Calzi, honestly not bad. But he has already based and is back on the map, whereas Torero is only basing now, and actually got his base interrupted by Galaxy Gun there. So a tempo advantage right now for the Wildcats. And also up about 600 gold just on farm alone. Big lead in the mid lane, and decent-sized lead in the jungle, accounting for that. Ryan also getting poked out in the mid lane with a wave under his tower. So he's going to need to back and teleport back pretty much immediately. Eagles bot lane needs to be quite careful right now with HS Calzi hovering around the bot side. They do have some vision set up, so they'll still be able to see HS Calzi coming, but he is invading, actually, Torero's wolves right now. So good pathing from him, recognizing the opportunity to actually get those wolves. But Spiffy Koala going in, gets stunned up by Smorrs. There's the Ignite coming down, Exhaust coming out on Ash, and that's the first blood. And Frosty gonna hop away. Do we have the flash from Galaxy? He's gonna flash and try to get the volley, but a counter flash there from Frosty. Another flash coming in from HSCalzi, trying to get that dive, and it's not happening. Excellent job by the Eagles bot lane. Do secure first blood for themselves, even up the gold lead, and Frosty just barely gets away with his life. Has to burn both summoners. Ignite also burned by Smorrs. Everything except Koala's flash was burned. In fact, both supports flashes, actually. chrisramrz is in a bit of a tough spot here. Does have the level 6 advantage, but is quite low on mana. Goes back in, but is taking a lot of poison damage. Does have support coming up from Ryan. And Torero has to flash out of this one. Is going to get flinged back. Vexel is going to miss, and chrisramrz is going to fall. But here's Torero coming in. Going to try to get the stun. There it is. But Aegis Venus just going to walk right on out of that one. Good job by him. And now Torero in a lot of trouble. 2 levels down to HSCalzi. Has to flash away. Does get the slowdown. Is stunned up. Is there enough damage to get the kill? Yes, there is. HSCalzi going to get that reset and find a kill for himself in the top lane. Oh, but here's chrisramrz. Aegis Venus just staying a little bit too long. And chrisramrz is going to pick up a kill for himself in the top lane. Good job recognizing that Aegis Venus was staying too long. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, good trade by Ryan. Is a level down, though. And has to be aware of HSCalzi on his Wraith camp, stealing that away from Torero. Both bot lane teams about to hit level 6. Nice fear by Ryan, probably preventing the Shurima shuffle there. Spiffy Koala goes in with the flag and drag. Frosty is extremely low. Really cannot hang around, especially when they're about to hit level 6. This is about to be a very dangerous bottom lane for the Eagles. The poke is just so strong from the Spiffy Koala's E-spam with the Ahri, plus the volleys from Galaxy Gun. But chrisramrz possibly in some more trouble here. Going to get flinked back into the poison. Heads back in, gets the smack. And there's the Ash Arrow. Snipe from Galaxy Gun takes down Frosty. Well played there. As Aegis Venus chasing chrisramrz. He's extremely low on health and mana. Can he get out? Gets flung back over, and Aegis Venus is going to take another kill for himself in the top lane. But meanwhile, bot lane is getting more and more dire for the Eagles. Pretty significant farm lead built up now by Galaxy Gun, and Frosty is going to miss most, or if not all, of this wave that is now at tower. Smorrs is level 6 now, however. So, does land gets the double stun, and here's Frosty coming in. That's going to be a kill for the Eagles ADC. Make it a double. Great recognition there by the Eagles rookie support Smorrs, diving in on the Ash. One tower shot was all he needed to secure that kill. And the Eagles now maybe looking at Dragon, but this is risky. Smorrs and Frosty are a little bit low. Smorrs has no ultimate available, just been used in that fight. Ryan and Rewind Time both rotating down here from the mid lane. And this is actually going to be a fight here. Ryan ulting in, but there's the Viego. The Shurima's Divide comes down, and this is not looking good for the Eagles. HSCalzi gets one reset on Smorrs. There's the double kill. Make it a triple, and HSCalzi picking up right where he left off in game 1. A triple kill on the Viego, now 4-0. That was a very bold call to go for Dragon by the Eagles. And it ends up not paying off for him, as they hand over 4 kills to HSCalzi and the Infernal Dragon. Nice job by chrisramrz using the Mimic clone to dodge the fling. But bot lane, pretty even. Frosty actually with a slight lead. So we'll see if that translates into anything. chrisramrz trying to do what he can. Top lane trading back, but just so much damage from that poison. Has a little MR from the Merc Treads, but it's really, honestly, doesn't seem to be doing much for him in this matchup. Thanks for watching the stream, everyone, by the way. This is a pretty pog viewer count right now. I don't think we've ever had this many viewers for a League of Legends stream. Oh, but here's a gank in the top lane. And chrisramrz is going to pick up a kill for himself, but here comes the Viego, gets stunned up, and hscalzi going to pick up another kill and get the reset on Wukong. So it's a 1-for-1 in the end, a good initial gank there by Torero, but chrisramrz too low at the end of that fight, and hscalzi gets another easy kill. 5 kills now, 5,500 gold at 11 minutes in the hands of hscalzi. But yeah, if you guys want to freak me out, just follow the stream if you haven't, because I don't know why, but the Eagle follow sound is way louder than it really needs to be. Zenith Blade misses there, and there's the flash in! Stunned under tower, though, and ooh, he gets the trade kill. Does get that. That was extremely aggressive from Galaxy Gun. Blows flash and heal and ultimate. Going under tower. Smithy Koala did not follow. A little bit of miscommunication there from Johnson and Wales. But it works out for them in the end, as getting the kill on Frosty with the wave pushing is going to be a net positive for them. Unless Smorrs is able to actually freeze it. But here's the Shurima shuffle. Ryan flashing back over the wall. But there's just too much ground he needs to make up. Torero forced to flash away from hscalzi, but it's not going to be enough as he gets another reset. Doesn't even choose to use it. Smorrs also in trouble. And there's the double kill. hscalzi can do no wrong right now. 7-0 now on the Viego. Just tearing apart the Eagles. 5,000 gold lead now. Eagles doing better than they did in Game 1, but still, that Viego is absolutely horrifying right now if you're the Eagles. Hey, Greg, let's go. Thanks for the follow. And here now we see the proxy starting. Torero coming in for a gank, but misses the charge, and Viego is in the area as well. So this is going to be a losing fight for the Eagles if they decide to fight this. Yep, here comes the Viego. Good ultimate is going to buy a little bit of time. Nice dodge there by chrisramrz. Going to pop the ultimate as well and get on out of there. But nice, another knockup. Is Torero going to survive? Chris walking back into the poison. He's trolling. And now just Venus going to get another kill for himself. Eagles had a chance to walk away from that, but then just didn't. that was as soon as they saw the Viego, they had to know that that was a losing fight. But bot lane heavily in favor of the Wildcats now, with Galaxy Gun and Spiffy Koala almost taking out the entire tower. They want to try to get this tower down before the 14-minute mark, get that plate gold for themselves. But probably not going to happen. They might get the last plating here unless Smorrs has anything to say about it. He might choose to go in right now. He's got to know they really want that plate. Misses the Zenith Blade. Ash Arrow comes out. There's the ultimate from Smorrs. Ooh, the tower shots are going to take... What? No, they did not take Spiffy Koala down somehow. Smorrs flashing and gets the ignite, and everyone dead except Frosty in the bot lane. A 2-for-1 in favor of the Eagles, as they do not get the tower down. But the gank in the mid lane, there's the Emperor's Divide coming in. And hscalzi just picks up another one for himself. 9-0 now. There's not much the Eagles can do if the Viego is in the general vicinity. And they need to start recognizing that and just hightailing it out of there until they have someone, anyone, who can deal with him. And chrisramrz is just too greedy for that cannon minion. Going to get killed by rewind time under the tower. Torero now 5 levels down to the mid laner from JWU. That is going to be an issue. 4 levels down to hscalzi in the jungle. And the Eagles scrapping a little bit harder than they did in Game 1, but it's still pretty much a wash at this point. 15 minutes into the game. Pretty much right where we were in Game 1. More kills on both sides, I think. More kills for both teams, but in the end, it's still right about that same gold lead. Wildcats also going to pick up the second dragon for themselves. And Eagles looking to maybe trade Rift Herald on the top side of the map here, but Aegis Venus can go in and wreak some havoc if he sniffs this out, and it looks like he is actually heading up there. Oh, and here's Galaxy Gun. He's got the Q, he's got the ultimate, and he's got the kill. Ryan goes down in the 1v1. Have to respect that Ashe with the Kraken Slayer. So much damage if you allow her to stack up that Q and use it. And that's, I think, just a classic case of not respecting the damage from Ashe. Ho-Ho, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Smorrs coming in here, gets the stun on J4, gets another stun. They are going to pick up one kill. Emperor's Divide comes down, actually saves his life. Frosty jumping in, but there's the Zhonya's. Can he survive? The ultimate goes down and saves him. Ultimate saving both players. Emperor's Divide saved Smorrs, and then the Tristana ultimate saved Rewind Time. That was pretty funny. Ryan again trying to go toe-to-toe with this Ashe. Galaxy, no ultimate now. He's going to dive in, and that's just too easy. Flashes away from the tower shot, and Ryan cannot kill this Ashe. Here's chrisramrz flashing in, though, and he, Galaxy Gun knew he was dead there. Just stands there, hands over that 600 gold shutdown to chrisramrz. That's going to be pretty big. chrisramrz has the Sunder completed. And the Merc Tread, so, but that's a 4-level advantage for HS Calzi, and that is just not a fair fight if you are Torero. So what can the Eagles do here to turn this around? Not die to this J4. I don't think chrisramrz has the ultimate here. It's going to be really hard for him to get away. Almost takes out the J4. A valiant effort. But yeah, without Wukong's ultimate, that's going to be really hard to get away from. Ashe Arrow coming down mid lane, doesn't find a Smark. Rewind Time was ready for it. Diego diving in onto Torero. He wants to get that reset. Can't quite find it. And now over a 10,000 gold lead for the Wildcats. This is their game to lose at this point. Torero still has the Rift Herald, holding on to it. They haven't really found a good opportunity to use it yet, but a couple objective bounties from these towers will go a long way towards evening up this gold lead, but they have to be smart about it and not give up any kills. When you're behind this much, you really just want to trade objectives and extend the game wherever possible. Torero coming in here. Rewind Time going to get right over that wall. Ultimate comes down, not going to land the stun, but does get the slow. That might be enough. Emperor's Divide comes down for the disengage. There's the engage from Smorrs. Beautiful ultimate. Gets the stun onto Galaxy Gun as well, and that's a double kill for the Eagles. Nice job there, recognizing that Galaxy and Rewind Time were overstaying their welcome. To where we're going to pop the Rift Herald in the bot lane as well. And that was honestly great picks for the Eagles. JWU had not much else pressure on the map. Yes, Aegis Venus is going to get this tower, but that's honestly a great trade for Post. It's exactly what you want as the team that's down. But this is going to be an easy 2v1 here, I think, for HS Calzi. There's the one. He's going to steal the Sejuani, charge in, get the stun, and there's the double kill. 12-0 now on the Viego. chrisramrz is actually trading very well into Aegis Venus, though. And here comes Smorrs in support, but Venus has the ghost popped. Here's for Chris, right? He's still chasing, though. He wants this. But Spiffy Koala coming up to support as well. And Eagles doing what they can. But here's Spiffy Koala. chrisramrz doesn't have cooldowns available. He's going to get dunked on. Rewind Time going to pick that one up. chrisramrz just sticking out. Sticking a little bit too long there in the top lane. And things looking more and more dire for Post. Already down 1-0 in the series. If JWU wins this, the series will be over. And the Wildcats will take their first win of the season, but they still have to close things out. No inhibitors taken just yet. 20 minutes in. The inhibitor tower in the mid lane is down, so one team fight for JWU with the wave in a good spot could honestly spell the end of the game at this point. And this is going to be their third dragon as well. That's going to put a timer on the game for sure. Elder's going to be at 26 minutes. That's extremely early, Elder. But the Eagles still have some time here. JWU could overstep. They do still have a Leona and Tristana, who's actually quite fed. 5 kills. This could be the fight. Vex ult comes in. There's the Wukong ult. Stunned up in the front line. Double kill immediately for the Eagles. That's exactly what they needed. Beautiful engage there from chrisramrz. And here's Ryan coming in with the ultimate. He wants to continue this fight, but Venus is too fast. And here comes Calzi. Eagles have to back out right now. They could easily 3v5 this with Calzi. Smorrs goes down. Calzi going to grab him. And there goes the J4 into the mix. Venus going to pick up another one. chrisramrz is also very low, fighting the support. Almost takes him down, but a double kill for Venus on the Singed. And Eagles got a little bit too big there for their britches. Calzi doesn't quite find the stun. As Frosty, the last player left alive here for Post. And they are going to bust down this mid lane. 14 kills now for Calzi on the Viego. Great engage for the Eagles. Excellent job getting those first 2 kills. But then I think they really overestimated their ability to take down Calzi on the Viego while having none of their main ultimates available. They really should have just backed out at that point and taken their win and collected their gold and spent it, and then gone back in and tried to get another fight. But this is going to be an extremely fast Baron take for JWU. Already at half health, nobody from the Eagles around to contest, and this is going to be an easy pickup. So now the Eagles have to deal with Baron-empowered minions coming in through the mid lane. Super minions already spawning in the mid lane. The inhibitor was taken earlier after that team fight win. And every ultimate available as well for the Wildcats. So Galaxygun trying to chase down Torero. Does pop the ultimate, get that stun out, but Ryanite is also in the area, and he decides to back off. Braum's going to pick up the red buff for himself for this next team fight. This next team fight is probably going to end up deciding the game. They have minions pushing up. They've got Baron. Oh, here's Ryan going in on Ashe. Good trade, but Ryan is surrounded now. Here comes the Azir, and that's too easy. Rewind time, going to pick up another kill for himself. Eagles now in a 5v4. chrisramrz coming out. Smorrs coming in, trying to get the stuns down, but he's just not tanky enough. Venus popping the ghost, walking into the entire team, taking a lot of damage from the tower, gets stunned up. Frosty going to jump in there, gets the shutdown. That's a pretty big kill for the Eagles. Ultimate coming down from Smorrs. Torero flashing in, going to instantly die, and the counter engage is strong from the Wildcats. Eagles getting super low. Not too much damage coming out for the Eagles, and everyone going to fall. That's going to be the ace for JWU. Wildcats going to take Game 2 in less convincing fashion than Game 1, but still, Calzi absolutely dominating both games. 15-0 on the Viego in Game 2, and Wildcats going to easily take the series. Congratulations to them. Good first win of the season. Eagles have a lot of work to do. Going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one. 20,000 damage over 24 minutes as Viego. Yeah, that is not what you want to see if you're on the other side of the rift. But GG's all around. Maybe we'll see them in playoffs later on in the season. But for now, that's going to do it for us tonight. No stream tomorrow, but we will have Rocket League on Friday night. They have not, at least as far as I can tell, they have not released the schedule yet. Oh, I have some notifications. Maybe they did release the schedule during the match, but our Rocket League match and stream will be on Friday night, sometime between 6 and 10 p.m. I'll try to announce it in the Avis Discord server when I know. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, everyone. That's going to do it for us here at Post U Esports. We will see you on Friday for some Rocket League action. You all have a great night.